Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be all about my NCLEX experience, which is the state exam I took to become a registered nurse. Let me just start by saying that this is purely my experience with the NCLEX, and these are just the tips and tricks I used to study for the NCLEX, and not trying to tell you to do what I did. Just do whatever you feel is best for you to study, and this is just what worked for me, and this is what I found that was easiest and still worth my time, and it worked best for me. So moving on. This is the book that I used to study for the NCLEX, if you can see it. It's Davis's Q&A for the NCLEX RN exam. I found this online, and I think I paid about like $40 for it. So I think I got it off Amazon. And I actually really enjoyed this book. So the book itself is basically a bunch of little sections of mini tests, and each test is about 75 questions, which is the minimum questions in the NCLEX, and the maximum amount of questions in the NCLEX is 265. So each little test is 75 questions, and they go through adults, elderly, pediatrics, infants, OB. They go through everything that you've probably learned in nursing school, and they're all NCLEX type questions, meaning fill in the blanks, multiple choice, select all that apply, hotspots, any type of NCLEX type question you may get on the exam are in this book. First few pages are sample questions that show you what type of questions you may get, and then the rest of the book is all questions. There are a total of 1,857 questions. Then the last few pages are comprehensive tests, and each test, there are two in here. This is the comprehensive test page. This is like the first one. They don't have any answers next to their questions or anything, but for instance, the questions here and the rest of the book, if you can see, there's a question, and then right over there is the answer. So this was a select all that applies, so they give you the answers. Not only do they give you the correct answer, but they give you rationale for why the correct answer is correct and why the wrong answers are not correct. They give you this little thing to cover up your answers with. So you can basically do like this. There's your question, and the answers are covered up. And then when you do your questions on that page, you can take it off and look at your answers. So that way you're not cheating yourself. I did this entire book, all the questions, about 100 to like 150, sometimes 200 a day, depending on how much time I had on my hands. And then I did the comprehensive tests the day before my NCLEX, I think, which I'll get to in a second. I shouldn't have done that. So I kept a little like post-it note pack next to me, and every question that I was confused about or I got completely absolutely wrong, I took the sticky note, I made myself a little note on it, and then I put it in the book next to the question. I made myself notes throughout this entire book, and you could see them all here, just all over the book. I made myself notes. I also suggest that the day before your NCLEX, I was told to do this and I didn't do it, and I regret not doing it, but it's over with and it's done. The day before your NCLEX, don't study. Don't, give yourself a hard time. Don't do a bunch of questions. Don't even bother doing a test. Maybe one small test, but don't do like a ton of tests. Don't do a bunch of questions. Maybe refresh yourself on your lab values, or refresh some things that you feel really unsure about, but don't spend the whole day studying. Don't sit around all day until 10 o'clock at night and just study. I did that and I regret it. I got up that morning and I immediately finished a bunch of questions. I did over 100 questions the day before. Not only that, I did 2 of those comprehensive tests the day before. I also went over all my lab values and all my little notes I made myself. And before I knew it, it was like 9 o'clock at night and I was freaking out. I was getting myself really worked up and really nervous because I waited till the day before to kind of go over all my notes I made myself, and I started feeling anxious. So I suggest you don't do that. If you're going to do anything, do it in the morning, get it over with, and then spend the rest of your day relaxing, watch a movie, go outside, enjoy the weather, just relax. Don't think about it. Don't do anything that's going to make you second guess yourself, because you know this information, you've come this far, you can do this and you can pass. Those are some little tips that I could just give you guys that I feel like I did wrong, and if I had the chance to do it over, I would have absolutely done it differently. But now let me tell you guys my experience with the NCLEX, because I had a very interesting experience. So I gave myself plenty of time. I left early. I got there with extra time. Everything was going good. Went to the bathroom, checked in, made sure I was good before the test. Then I started freaking out. And I got into the testing area and I started getting really nervous and really scared and started second guessing myself and thinking like, I don't know if I could do this. I don't feel ready. I also ate before, which was good. But if I can suggest anything, make sure you eat really well before you take your test. I went into the NCLEX thinking, 75 questions, maybe 100, I'll be good. And, I'll pass. I could do this, no problem. I'll only be there for like an hour, maybe 2. I was absolutely wrong. I started taking the test, and I got to question 75. And I answered the question, and I was waiting for the computer to turn off, and it didn't. So I kept going, and 76, 77, here's question 100. And I'm like, why isn't the computer shutting off? Am I failing? Like, what's going on? So I started really getting nervous. 150 rolls around, and the computer still didn't shut off. And then I just kept getting more and more questions, and a lot of the questions I was getting were the same. I'm stupid or something. I keep getting the same exact questions. And that's what NCLEX will do. They'll keep giving you the questions if you're not doing so well, and then they'll keep throwing them at you. So I kept getting like the same type of questions. And you had the chance to take like 2 breaks. They gave you an option to take 2 breaks. And, after when the first break rolled around, it said, would you like to take a break? I said, no, I got this. Only like 50 more questions. I'll be done. No problem. I could last. So, I kept getting more questions, and then I had to go to the bathroom. I was like, oh, I'll just wait. I'm almost done. I can do this. Then my stomach started hurting, and I started getting hungry, and I'm like, I'm almost done. I'll eat when I'm done. So I started my test at 2 o'clock, and I didn't get out of the test until 6:30. So I was sitting there for 4.5 hours, no bathroom break, no food break, no water break, no nothing. That was, a bad decision on my part, because I should have taken those breaks. I should have gotten up. I should have stretched my legs. I should have went to the bathroom. I should have done something other than sit there for the 4.5 hours. So, if I regret anything, I regret not doing that. And I suggest if you get a chance to take a break, go do it. Go take a break, because you never know how long you're going to be in there for. By like the 200th question, I basically said to myself, I failed. I'm not passing this test. I'm getting all the questions. It's clear. I'm getting them all. I'm not going to stop now. They're not going to just shut my computer off. I am getting every single question. That's just happening to me. I got all 265 questions on the NCLEX, and I sat there for 4.5 hours. But I passed. So let me just say this. Don't go into the test thinking you're only going to get 75 questions and you're going to be out of there in an hour. Don't do it. You could be the smartest person in your class. You could have straight A's. You can be the most confident person in the world, and you can still get 100 questions, 200 questions, 265 questions, 75 questions. I did not think I was going to get every single question on that test. I did not think I was going to be there for over 4 hours. And I wish I went into it thinking, I can get all the questions. I may be here for a while. And I didn't do that. So I left the testing place. I immediately got to my car and I started crying. I called the people I had to call, my mom, my boyfriend, everybody. And I started texting my friends from nursing school that knew I was taking it. And I just was freaking out, and I was upset. And I cried the entire ride home. I cried that entire night after the NCLEX. And for 48 hours, I basically was in like a depression type state, because I swore I failed. And I told all my friends, I think I failed. I'm not confident at all. I don't feel very good about it. Just, you know, pray for me, think about me, but I'm pretty sure I failed. So 48 hours after the test, they give you the choice of getting your quick results, which is an unofficial result, but it's official enough to let you know that you passed or not. And my 48 hours came around, and then the thing popped up saying your unofficial results are ready, you know, and you have to pay $8 for them. So I went on, I paid the $8, and I didn't even want to hit submit. I didn't want to see it pop up because I had a feeling it was going to pop up that I didn't pass. And I hit the submit button, and I looked down before I even looked at the screen, and it took me a second, and I looked up and it said pass, and I freaked out. I cried out of, you know, happiness and sadness because I sat around for 2 days like a bum. But I just cried and cried and cried, and I called all my family members and my friends, and I told everybody, and, you know, I was just so excited at that point that I couldn't think of anything else, and I just cried because I was very happy. You know, I didn't feel confident that I was going to pass. I didn't feel like I, you know, was good enough to pass. After 265 questions, you feel like crap. You don't know what is going on. You absolutely feel like you failed. If I could take anything away from this, it would have been to give myself a little bit more time, study a little bit more, go in a little bit more confident and a little bit more prepared, go in thinking that I can absolutely get all 265 questions, you know, not just I'm going to get 75 and my computer's going to turn off. No, don't think that. I hope that I kind of hit some good marks here with this video. I hope I kind of helped somebody out there when it came to studying for the NCLEX or preparing yourself for the NCLEX, or, you know, just hearing my experience. Yes, I got all the questions. Yes, I was in there for over 4 hours, and yes, I passed. So you can do it too. And if you just took your NCLEX and you're feeling like crap, like you failed, don't feel that way, you know, and if you did fail, who cares? You can take it again. You'll be all right. But, you know, just be confident in yourself. You know this stuff. You can do it. Sorry, guys, my camera cut out at the end there, but I just want to say thank you for always watching, and I hope this video helps somebody out, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.